Hello and welcome to another Doctor's Assistant 1 video. Today I'm doing another Doctor Who action figure review. I'm doing the last one of today because I didn't get the 5th Doctor TARDIS or the Friends of the 13th Doctor. I didn't particularly fancy those ones. I don't like the look of those ones. So yeah, which actually might explain why a lot of my more modern or more recent Doctor Who action figure reviews are for the most part positive. And that, if that was ever a criticism of yours, then that's probably why. But yeah, I picked this one up today for $19.99 retail price over here in the UK, and yeah, these will be my thoughts in a moment of the set. The first figure you get is a third Doctor companion, technically, I guess, for argument's sake. It's literally just Sarah Jane, exactly the same as the previous one, although one different thing is that I would say is that actually, at least on this one, I don't know if this is common, but her lip and her lipstick maybe is either purple, or maybe she's just very cold, or maybe she didn't even put on lipstick. But yeah, it's more purple than it is pink, which is a bit weird. Honestly, the purpley pink mouth would have probably worked better with the other one, considering she's in combat gear in that one. And I did have to ask on Twitter, and Matthew Toffolo, also known as Batman March, was awesome enough to reply. And so was some other Twitter people that I follow and stuff, so thank you all for that. But I did ask, like, what episode this was from, or figure this episode was from, because I didn't know. And it's from The Monster of Peladon, which is a story, surprise, surprise, that I haven't seen. I haven't seen any of the stories these actual figure variants are from. You know, what can I say, hashtag fake fan. But then again, I haven't got through all of the classic series, so that's probably why. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, I think as well she's supposed to have like a shorter hairdo and or bonnet, almost like sort of hair design apparently, in Monster of Peladon, but this one obviously just has the exact same, you know, design as the previous Sarah Jane Smith that we got earlier in the year around summertime. Boots are just sort of grey, sort of creamy white colour, dark brownish purple pants, dark brown, chocolatey brown sort of top and that. I do not like this figure at all, really. Fortunately, I'm just going to keep displaying my other Sarah Jane one, the one from season 12, the combat gear one, because I'm not a fan of this one. To the point where, honestly, I'd rather have this set just been a Romana 1/2 pack, is what I would have preferred it as personally, and had it be like $10.99 or $15.99 would have been more reasonable, I think, for just the two figures personally, because yeah, this is just the exact same figure. I mean, they're all the exact same figure, and that's why these figures have recently just had such a high turnaround, because obviously we did only just get these sets originally back in sort of August, even though, to be fair, in Character Options' defence, they were going to come out in July, I'm pretty sure, but then they had to push it back, probably because of, obviously, everything that's going on in the world. But yeah, I do think that Sarah Jane, personally, is the weakest figure, and that the articulation's probably the exact same, and that, likewise, with all the figures, you know, all the same sort of articulation for a humanoid companion. But as I say, she's technically from the 3rd Doctor era, so that's why it's called the Companions of the 3rd / 4th Doctor, and that. But as I say, I would have just, at that point, just got rid of her and just had a Romana 2-pack, and that. I'll be honest, I much prefer the Romana 1 from Power of Crawl, I think this figure's from. I know, obviously, it'll be from one of the episodes in each time, because that's the only season Romana 1 is in, which is a shame, because Mary Tamm's a really good actress, I think. Although I do prefer Romana 2, but yeah, she also has the same sort of boots. They all pretty much have the same boots, which is kind of funny. Watch on her hand for some weird reason. Red sort of jacket, which really pops against the black, I guess. And I just generally like the face on this one a lot more. The dark red lipstick works better, I think, here. I'm not sure if she also had that in the other costume. But for me, also on a personal level, I'm not a fan of figures with white figures, or white figures, as in like figures with white clothing, because on my shelves, because I don't dust them, they get very dusty. So I will be displaying this one. Or the white kind of goes more dusty / mouldy as well. But yeah, but that's more of a me problem than anything else. The hair is really nicely sculpted and really sort of curly and fairly longish, I guess. And yeah, as I say, the sort of articulation will be just the same as the previous one. And as I say, I just prefer this figure because it just looks nicer, in my opinion. As for the last figure I have here is Romana 2, played by Lalla Ward in her, oh god, Christ, I had the episode on the tip of my brain, Horns of Nimon, I think it's called. She's in a sort of Red Riding Hood / horse riding sort of attire, even though I don't think she ever rid a horse in the series, which is kind of funny because again this looks like horse riding gear. She's got red gloves, but they're nicely dark, so they do kind of sort of stand out against the coat, which is the exact same as the pink coat, but this time it doesn't seem to have any pockets. Just has buttons, which is a little bit weird. And then on the inside she does have clothing, fortunately, and then just this sort of creamish, yellowy, whitish sort of colour, which kind of matches the coral of the TARDIS there. Sort of trousers, and then, as I say, the same boots as everyone else. But yeah, which kind of look like horse riding boots to me. And then she's got the same sort of very long sort of brown. No, not brown. Blonde, dark blondish hair with sort of a brown wash over it, / black maybe, or dark brown wash over it, which again makes it difficult for you to be able to sort of move a head really, because again it's so long and so sort of thick as a plastic material that it's, like, as I say, quite difficult to move a head, and she's quite difficult to stand upright as well. But yeah, as I say, I'm fine with the Romanas 1 and 2, but I just think the Elizabeth Sladen / Sarah Jane figure is the weakest link here of this 3-pack, and as I say, to the point where I'd rather have it just been a 2-pack this year, or this time around, of just the 2 Romanas, and get rid of the Sarah Jane and that, but that's just me, I guess, I don't know. But yeah, and because of the one figure that I really don't like, I am going to be quite harsh on this set and give it a sort of lowest score of maybe a 6 out of 10, maybe even a 5 out of 10. I think, depending on your personal preference of which episodes you like more, I'd personally get the first one, the 4th Doctor, Friends of the 4th Doctor set, because, you know, you've got the more iconic look for Sarah, you've got Destiny of the Daleks, Romana 2, which is more, not so much more iconic, but more sort of, when most people think of Romana 2, I think they either think of the pink coat, that's like the Doctor's, or the school uniform thing from City of Death. And then as for Mary Tam, honestly, or as Romana 1, honestly, you could have had any costume, and I think anyone who's a Romana 1 fan would have been pleased, because I'll be honest, I probably never thought I'd get any of these 2 figures, or any 3 of these figures for that matter. I mean, I guess the Sarah Jane is probably the most likeliest of the 3, because she's already been done in the new series, whereas these 2 just have never been done, full stop, because obviously they've never appeared in the new series as figures, so yeah. But yeah, I think I'd give this set a 5 out of 10. As well, there's obviously no accessories. I mean, I guess you could maybe have Romana 1 with the sort of wand / key to time detector thing, maybe this time around. That could have been a nice addition, maybe. Have at least 1 or 2 accessories. Could have been cool. But yeah, overall, a 5 out of 10. Weakest set, in my opinion, of the ones that I did buy. So yeah, 5 out of 10 from me for the 4th, or Friends of the 3rd Friends of the 3rd and 4th Doctor. Thanks for watching. Please do comment, rate, and subscribe. And they're quite difficult to stand upright.